Yo, Sigma here. So today's opponents, to be entirely frank, the first wave is probably the most difficult. I'm still running through the arena on auto, as you can hear. But to be entirely frank, if you can take out the first wave relatively quickly before the two defenders can get into their mutually healing cycle there, then you can really easily demolish the last two waves if you've got a decent team. And I expect most people in Master have a team capable of doing that. As you can see, I take out that shooter very quickly because they're rather difficult to handle. The other defender that I wasn't focusing on managed to get its EX skill activated, but it wasn't really enough. It still has its barrier up, but that doesn't really seem to impact us much at all, except that they're really good, for some reason, at blocking at just the right moment, which is surprising considering how stupid the AIs tend to be. So, as you see, it's fairly routine after the first wave. Nothing particularly difficult to deal with. And that's mostly because these teams end up being more support-driven than attack-driven. So yeah, they have the capacity to heal themselves, but if they don't get the ability to do that, they're not much of a threat. Whereas the first team, not only is it a threat, they have significant damage potential and significant support to keep them from dying. Which thankfully I also have, but I tried to create a fairly balanced approach with this team so that they weren't lacking in too much power, but emphasized defense enough to survive. So I've only got one run today because Thanksgiving is tomorrow and I've got a lot of stuff to do, so like and subscribe if you enjoy this, and thanks for joining me.